Meow. So, thank you. And Alex, are you here somewhere? Everyone who's in the audience is going to get a $10 wallet. And for my presentation, I'm going to be talking about tokenizing social currency. And I'd actually like you guys to help me with my presentation. So I'll be asking you questions during the presentation. And Sam is going to be my banker, and he'll be giving away $20 flash cash to questions that I think I get the right answer to. So we are half generous and half selfish. And we have squirrel DNA, and we like to collect. And that collecting creates demand and scarcity. And scarcity is quantified by currency. So I'm going to talk to you about social currency. What is social currency? So social currency is, right now, my identity. I'm dressed up like a pussycat. I have a profile on social, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and I also create content. And I have connections. And today, most of you are my connections. What we have in social currency, which is really interesting, is perceived scarcity. And social currency is in transition. What I mean by that is we, the 99%, do not control our social currency. We have a little bit of control. Our identity sits in silos. It sits in Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter. But we don't have control. We don't control our news feed. We don't control the format. And we also find it very difficult to download our connections. What's really interesting is that NFTs are a scaffold for giving us the control that we want over our social currency. NFTs on the blockchain are immutable, so anything we put on it, no one else can change. It's decentralized, and it's stored, and we can control it with our own keys. So NFTs tokenize social currency, and they carry identity, content connections, and scarcity. And what our company has done, what CoinCred has done, has created a platform that allows any one of you or any brand to create your own social currency and your own coin. And many of you have now received your swag bags. When you look at your swag bags, and Fagner, do you want to come on stage? Fagner is actually the creator of all the swag bags. He's the guy who's been sitting in a little room this morning emailing you all your swag bags. So if you don't get your swag bag, he's the guy to see. What's interesting is that we can take any digital asset now and we can copy it and register it and then trade it on the blockchain. So the value of a social action is actually really high even when supply is vast. Now, what do I mean by that? Here's a question for you guys. Give me an example of some social actions, anyone. Hand up. What's your name? And what's a value? What's a social action? Recycling. Yep, that's good. Can you give that nice man, Scott, $20, please? What are the other social actions? Liking, yes. A bonus. What's your name? Jennifer. Can you give Jennifer $20, please, Sam? Jennifer's over there. So likes are actually ubiquitous. They're everywhere. But if I give you a like at the end of this conference, you will feel special. That's digital scarcity. And what I love about that is we all have this abundance of likes. We have this abundance of content. But when we share it with people who we care about, they feel special. And that's digital scarcity. So I'm now going to take you through a little bit of a story about me as an example of how I have added NFTs to who I am and my life. So this is my digital identity. It's a coin about me. You can find it online. Fagner actually made it for me. And connected to it is my LinkedIn, my Twitter, and my Facebook. I have content, and there's another silly picture of me in a kitty outfit. This was in Prague, and I managed to convince the guy who owned the kitty outfit to take his off. That's why he's standing in his underwear, and I'm in his kitty outfit. And then, of course, my connections. And I can put my connections on an NFT. So the NFT actually becomes my own little baby social network that I control. And of course, as we said over here, actions. So if we were to NFT my life, we would start with my birth certificate. Born in New York. I know I don't talk like a New Yorker. I was dragged off. This was the last time I was seen in New York at 125 Riverside Drive, 1961. And during the Cuban Missile Crisis, my mum said to my dad, we shouldn't live in New York. I should be taken off to Australia, which is why I talk like this. This is a commemorative coin for me. This was a very important point in my life. And so I've made a commemorative coin. I think that's what these guys were talking about around the Cuban Missile Crisis. This was me in crisis in Australia when I was 4. I was making artwork. And if anyone likes this coin, you can heart it or comment it, or you can even request it from me. A really weird thing happened in 1968. My dad was given money by the Australian government to help them colonize a place called New Guinea. And I was literally taken off to New Guinea, and I played with the children of cannibals. Some of them are still my friends. Learned a lot from the cannibal kids, and so I made a cannibal coin to commemorate that. In 1972, I became a geek, and if anyone has this coin, you can redeem it for a punch card lesson with me. Punch cards is what we used to use to write code, and you'd feed it into the top of this thing called a Canola 1614P. In 1988, my Twitter handle is WingDude. In 1988, I became a pilot, and anyone who has this coin, I'm going to give them a joy flight if they want to come flying with me. I've got about 2,000 hours, so I'm not high risk anymore. In 2002, zooming ahead, I became a kite surfer, and again, this coin can be redeemed for a Jodee kite surfing lesson. Then here I am in my little outfit, and anyone who owns this one I will redeem for the onesie that I'm wearing right now. But I won't take it off in front of you all. And then today here I am, and anyone who owns this coin, as you know, I produced the conference, and anyone who owns this coin, I'll give you a free ticket to the 20 February 2020 event. So that's an example how I have used NFTs to represent who I am. And if you want to look at a few more of the ones that Fagner and I have created together, go to jdr.co/life. And what's really cool is I feel like I have created these unique digital assets in an environment where I have an infinite supply of likes. And so thank you to all of you for being here today and for listening to my presentation. We might have time for one question. I don't think I've given away nearly enough money. One question, there we go. Lou? Oh my gosh, that's a really long answer. Like, life is a jungle, and I've had lots of ups and downs in my life, and one of the things I've said to my kids that I really want them to grow up feeling is that resilience is one of the most important things. So maybe that's what I learnt from the cannibal kids in the jungle, is resilience. That and running fast, exactly. Anyway, you guys are a great audience. Thank you very much.